welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. Well, on this show, you could be sending any questions about stocks in your portfolio or on your watch list to be addressed by top market experts. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send in your questions. Don't forget to mention your own name, your contact details and your location as well. And you can directly speak to our guests on the phone line as well, as we can dial you once you share with us your contact details on this number too. Let's welcome our guest on the show with us. So we have with us Shivangi Sarda. She is the technical and derivatives analyst at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Warm welcome to you, Shivangi, and good to have you with us. Well, good to see that the markets have actually not followed what the pre-opening trend was, which was about a 300 point of a downtick. We are still about 110 points lower in trade at 23,885 thereabouts. But do you think this 23,800 will be protected? And if it does, then what does the market really look like?
Hey, very good afternoon, Sakshi. It's lovely to be here. I hope everyone had an amazing Diwali and festival, So now talking about the markets, we've seen a little bit of pain point here. Now there are a couple of factors which have affected it. We are expecting a big week, because there is a lot of concerns and caution ahead of the US presidential
True.
elections. Also, the US Fed Reserve statements are yet to be announced later this week about how their interest rate decision is going to be. Also, some steam has mounted up because our domestically our earnings have been a little muted, and there has
Yeah.
been continuous selling by the FIIs. So disappointing factors have been in line with surge in the USD INR rate as well. So overall, all in all, there hasn't been much of a reason for a bounce back move in Nifty. And after yesterday's grave selling, we've seen follow up selling today also, despite there
Yeah.
has been a little range bound move. So, overall, there is going to be a little bit more pain point here. And 23,500 would be what we're looking at, with a hurdle at 24,200 zone.
Okay, got it. So that's the overview on the Nifty. Let's get all our viewers into the conversation. We have a lot of viewers lined up on our YouTube platform with their questions. Kamlesh Narkere, Ankur Modi, Shahid Kapoor. We have Manas Malik. All of you, warm welcome. Thank you so much for already sending in your questions. Let's take the first question quickly. Kamlesh wants to know from you, Shivangi, on Torrent Power and CG Power, long-term vision. What could be the buying level for these power-related stocks? Torrent Power and CG Power. What looks good?
Yes, so talking about the power related stocks, they have been quite a lot in action of
Yeah.
lately, but there has been a grave correction today and in the last week itself. I believe there is still more room for a downside move to happen over here, again, to start accumulating. So, wait and watch for a little while here, because there has been a breakdown on weekly basis, and an important trend line has been broken after, around about 20 to 22 weeks. So, I believe there is going to be some more pain here. So, wait and
Some more
watch.
pain here. Okay. Ankur Modi says, hello Sakshi, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well, very well. Ankur, thanks for writing in and asking. I hope the same for you too. He says, could you please ask Shivangi to suggest any stocks to buy in this correction for the long term? Good strategy right there. When the markets are correcting, look for value buys at this point in time. Shivangi, have you spotted any key stock ideas over the last few days or when this carnage was playing out? Do you think there are any stocks that one could be really looking at grabbing at this current level for the long term?
A very great way to look at the market correction, because this is the time where you can accumulate good stocks at a discount
Yes.
price. What I'm looking at is exchange related and brokerage counters. Of course, all disclaimer disclosures applied. But exchange related BSE stocks like CDSL, for that matter, are looking quite positive. BSE is looking more lucrative at these levels. It's exactly retraced from an important level, and buying interest is emerging again here. Of course, with the increase in turnover on the exchange level, and in the increase in the demat account, has been one of the most important factors here for this contribution. And in this entire corrective phase, this space has been one of a such that it hasn't taken much of a Brent here. and this is clearly something which is outperforming. Apart from this, insurance companies are looking quite good at these levels, and some kind of action can be seen here. But again, insurance companies will also have a lot to take in from the BFSI segment, so some more pain point can be there. But definitely for these counters that I mentioned earlier, it's a good time to enter in.
Okay, got that. Let's go across to our caller from Kolkata. Momita is with us. Hi, Momita.
Hi, Sakshi. Good afternoon.
Good
A very
afternoon.
happy Diwali to you, to the whole business today team, and to all the experts you have, to Shivangi as well. I think you people do a fab job on the show, and I just love watching it.
Thank you so much, Momita, for extending these wonderful greetings to our entire team. I wish you and your loved ones a fantastic year forward from here as well, and hope you are able to have a wonderful journey of investments in the stock markets by being with us on Business Today as well.
Thank you.
Tell me, what's your question?
Okay, I'm Sakshi. I just wanted to know maybe Shivangi's views on one, given the downfall that happened in the market recently, is there any opportunity to pick maybe three strong stocks, more like the Diwali picks, which will outperform the market by a year's time? And I also wanted to know that in the power sector, which is a top pick by most analysts, would Adani Power be a good one to invest into now, because that's fallen drastically from around, if I'm not wrong, 700 level?
Correct. Okay, sure. So, one or two stock ideas Shivangi has already shared for the long term perspective from exchanges segment, as well as from the insurance basket as well for the long term. But Shivangi, anything else that you could add for Momita? She's also from Kolkata. And Momita, for your knowledge, Shivangi is also in Kolkata right now as we speak. Shivangi, go on, tell us any key stock that you think Momita can look at buying in this current level. And from the power space, she wants to know an outlook on Adani Power.
All right. Hi, Momita. And of course, I'm also speaking from Kolkata right now, and it's Kolkata is always very close to my heart because it's my home. But of course, talking about the stock market, it's a very good time to start accumulating good names. I just mentioned a few exchange-related and brokerage counters. Of course, all disclaimer disclosures applied. These are looking quite lucrative at these levels. You can look at BSE and other names. Apart from this, if you talk about power, which you just mentioned, I believe these are stocks which move a lot with the market, and they are little high beta in nature. So Adani Power, for that matter, if you have seen the chart, it has been in corrective phase from the last 4 to 5 months. There has been, it has mostly given up most of the gains of the year. So we are closing wherever we kind of started to, like, with marginal gains, of course. But overall, I believe there is some more pain point left in these space stocks again for it to gain momentum. So I would suggest wait and watch. You can look at some of the insurance names. You can look at some of the IT, mid cap IT preferably, and these are the names that you can diversify with.
Okay, I hope this has answered your question right there. Let's take next question. This is from Ankur Modi. He says, please suggest views on Jyoti Structure and Imagica World for the long term. Two stock ideas that he wants your view on, Shivangi: Jyoti Structures and Imagica World. What are the charts of these two stocks really suggesting to you if one looks at for the long term view?
So, looking at both these stocks, I believe, there has been a little less volumes here. So I think it's very difficult to comment
Yeah.
much on both of these stocks. Yes.
Okay, low volume stocks. Ankur, guess would not be able to advise you on these two. Please do let us know if there is any other stock that you have on your list that you could mention, and Shivangi could take that up as well. All right, Vivek from Kerala writes in and he says, is ITC a good swing trade? Can I expect some moves for November? I need to understand support and target levels from the current level as well on ITC. How would you really look at this one?
All right. If you look at ITC, of course, there has been a pain point in the FMCG consumption names. But comparatively, ITC has held on to the higher zones, and even on the monthly basis, it's respecting its key support trend line. So overall, this is a outperformer as compared to the overall market. And immediate point of view for November series, we could expect round about 500, 510 sort of levels here in ITC with a support of 460 zone.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that is coming in. Next, Shahid Kapoor writes in, could you please share a fresh investment strategy for KPI Green Energy? KPI Green Energy. How are
Okay.
you really looking at this stock? And
All right.
Shahid wants to take a fresh entry at the current levels. Is it advisable?
So KPI Green Energy has just started, a bounce back move from the support levels. It's taken a good support near 720 odd levels. But then again, the overall long-term structure of the chart is still, a little bit in consolidation. I wouldn't say there is a pain here, but there will be a little bit of a time consolidation, time correction here.
Yeah.
If it crosses above 875, then I think definitely we should enter this stock. Momentum
Okay.
will be just more here then.
All right. Ankur Modi writes and says, Happy Diwali to Sakshi and Shivangi. Greetings from Jaipur. Keep up the great work you're doing for retail investors like us. Thanks a lot, Ankur, for writing in that wonderful comment, and Happy Diwali to you and yours as well, from the entire team of Business Today Television and from Shivangi as well. We hope that this show is really able to help you out in the right strategies in the markets. Sambit Nageshwar writes in, he says, I want a fresh entry in IndusInd Bank for the long term. At the current levels, is it advisable to buy in? It's an interesting stock to ask because after a long haul, IndusInd Bank has come back into flavor. Last 1 week, if we look, the stock has been actually in upward momentum, but the entire year, this year so far, the stock has only been in a downward trajectory. It's underperformed the banking space by a wide margin as well. About 30% of a decline was seen on a year-to-date basis, but last 1 week, there has been some bounce. At 1080, do you think one should look at IndusInd Bank favorably, Shivangi?
Now, if you see it, the entire banking space, there has been, ICICI Bank, which has, moved by 27% this calendar year. And then we have IndusInd Bank, which is down by 33% in this calendar year so far. So, there has been like grave underperformance here in IndusInd Bank. And even though the entire banking space has sort of underperformed in the first half of the year, now it's picking up momentum, but then it's important to be with the strength uh, with within the counter, within the sector, to be able to generate returns. So I would suggest be with some of the heavyweight private names, or some of the PSU names like SBI is also picking up. So those are the preferred pick in this entire space, and not to go with some counters which have already been beaten down so much.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. We have a caller with us from Jodhpur. Ajay Gupta has dialed in. Ajay, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm fine. It's always a pleasure attending to your shows and getting insights.
Thank you so much, Ajay ji, for saying such wonderful and kind words for our show. I hope our guests are able to help you out. Tell us, what is your question for the day?
Yeah, definitely. Your shows are very educative and helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to hear from you. Tell us how
Thank
can
you.
we help you today?
Coming to my query or doubt, I am a long-term investor and I am holding 25 shares in Wokhard
Okay.
at an average price of around 600.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Right now it's at
And
1290,
this
so you're
stock has
already on
scaled,
like a
yeah,
good
it has,
profit.
it has been scaling new highs for the last 15-20 days.
That's very true.
So I'm in a fix whether to book profits or continue holding and to add more if any declines happen in this falling market.
Okay, wonderful.
I
We'll
would like
ask
your
Shivangi to
advice
help.
and the advice of your expert.
Okay, so for me, I would say that pharma stocks have actually just got into a good set of momentum. Right now is the time to continue to hold on to pharma stocks, as per our conversation with most of the guests who we've been speaking to. But technically, I think Shivangi will be better placed to help you out to understand how should you be really looking at Wokhard. She's been
No, no,
studying the charts
your
for a
advice
long
is
time.
equally valuable, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So Shivangi, 1290 odd levels for Wokhard right now. How would you really look at it? 606 was the purchase price.
Congratulations, Ajay ji, and you've made a good compounding, in this stock. And of course, Jodhpur is a lovely city. I was just there last month, and the weather is so good. So I'm sure your stock pickings are also as good. But work hard. Let's talk about the entire pharma space. This entire space tends to hold on firmly when the markets have corrected, and this is exactly what's happened in the last 2 months. And there has been strength here. Of course, when you talk about pharma, some of the lab counters have also done very well and are still looking quite good. Wokhard has exceptionally, done well, and in this year itself, we've seen a 200% rise in this stock over that, and still we are seeing that strength is continuing here. So I would definitely recommend to continue staying here. The next immediate target that we're looking at is 1350, but positionally 1500 is on the cards. So definitely be here. Now, one thing is you should trail your stop losses ahead. Right now, 1220 is an important support zone, so watch out for those levels.
Okay, so support levels, keep an eye out on that, Ajay ji, and the outlook as has been shared by Shivangi on this one too. Let's take in the next question now very quickly. Last question for you today, Shivangi. This is from Vinod Chaudhary. He says, "Hi Sakshi ma'am, good morning. Thanks a lot for doing this for us retail investors." Well, Vinod, thank you so much for writing into us. He says, "Could you please ask Shivangi on multiple averages in REC stock? I already have 50 stocks at 515 and I need to buy more. So could you please tell multiple entry points on REC?" I think that's a very smart way to really look at such stocks, Shivangi, for all our viewers. So I think good thought right there, Vinodji, because the markets, we do not know, they are very, very volatile at this point in time. So for you to look at an average price, multiple entry levels could be actually a great way to look at some of these erstwhile performers of the past within the power space too. How would you look at REC, Shivangi?
Definitely a wonderful question and wonderful way of looking at the market, that it's not possible, of course, to time the market, but multiple entry levels will give you a good average at least. But of
Yeah.
course, let's talk about the stock. It's been in a little bit of a correction of late from the last 2 odd months. But of course, the markets have also added in the flavor. The stock is right now in a little bit of a downtrend, and there is little scope for revival over here at these levels. So some more pain point can be seen here. A good entry point would be 480 levels, which is an important support zones, where where we might see some dip from the current level. So this is a good level to add in more of this stock, and then we could see a bounce back move towards 530 level positionally.
Okay, got it. So I hope this has answered your question. Sindhu Ramdas says, "Hi, can I buy Zomato for medium term at the current levels?" Zomato again has been a wealth creating story, and this year has panned out fabulous for Zomato. The shares have given multi-bagger returns to investors as well, for those who were holding from double digits onwards into these stocks, into this stock. 240 right now, it went up all the way to 270 to 80 odd levels as well. 300 plus levels is what we have also seen. Zomato right now at 240, do you think it is an attractive zone right now to buy?
Zomato has been, one of the most used, names in every household. Of course, there has been a lot of wealth creation here, and technically, if you talk about the chart structure, 240 is an important support here. So this is going to act like a make or break zone. Earlier, it was a resistance level, and now it's acting as a crucial support zone. So 240 would be a make or break zone here. And I would suggest you could start, adding in at if it doesn't break 240, and for the next targets of around 260 positionally. So these are the levels that you can watch out for this stock.
Okay, there's one more question that I wanted to actually take with you, Shivangi, so please stay on for that one. There's a question from one of our viewers and who says that Bharti Airtel has been falling, and what exactly would your view be? Where is it headed? I already have these shares and I purchased these shares at 1702 odd levels. I have 1000 shares of Bharti Airtel, but it's been on a declining trajectory. Last 5 days it's been down 3.5%, last 1 month about 6 odd percent. Before that it was definitely on an upward trajectory for the last previous 6 months. Your sense on Bharti Airtel?
Absolutely. So Bharti Airtel, we've seen this year itself, it's moved up by more than 50%. And of course, one of the strongest name in the entire sector, one of the most stable ones at least. And we've seen that there has been a little bit of correction with the market, but overall it has been holding on to the higher zones. So there is a breakdown on the trend line on the daily frame, but the larger time frame structure remains intact. So there could be a little pain point for the next few sessions, but overall a few weeks it'll going to be okay. However, I would suggest that there is a crucial support at 1520. So watch out for these levels. 1520 will act as a support level here. And next on the cards would be 1650 levels, but these are positional levels.
But these are position levels. All right, understood that. Let's thank you, Shivangi, on that note for being with us and helping all our viewers with their queries on the show. Always a pleasure to host you, and here's hoping that you also have a fantastic time till the time we meet you next on air. Right, viewers, what we will do is we'll be taking the rest of your questions with our next guest who's joined us already, Kiran Jani, Head in Technical Research at Jainam Broking. Warm welcome to you, Kiran. Good to have you with us. We have a lot of questions that are lining up, but I will start off with a very quick comment. Is this a market which is a sell on rise? Is this a market where you buy on the dips? What are you doing?
So it will be very bold call if I say buy on the dips. Reason being, market is holding its important levels. Like we discussed previously, also that 50% retracement ratio is also there. Previously, during August month, we have seen market has made a bottom somewhere around 23,700 to 800, and the similar level we are trading. And today we going to have a big news about the US election, and after that, the Fed policy is also in line. So these are the, if we connect the dots, definitely markets are near at bottom only. So we are very much optimistic, and we are also suggesting to our clients also that buy on the dips. 23,500 to 23,700 would be the great zone to accumulate. Keep a strict stop loss below 53,500, and we are looking forward for a great amount of rally at end of the November month.
ओके गॉट इट। चलिए एक सवाल लेते हैं हमारी दर्शक का। ये नमिता अरोरा हमें लिख रहे हैं, किरण जी हमारी रेगुलर व्यूअर है और बाज़ार की इस गिरावट को देखते हुए काफ़ी ज़्यादा परेशान हो रही है। उन्होंने 2 कमेंट्स लिखे हैं। पहला ये लिखा है कि ऐसा लग रहा है इस बाज़ार को देख के कि हमें कुछ आता ही नहीं है, आगे आगे पता चलेगा कि बाज़ार में क्या होगा। और दूसरा उन्होंने लिखा है कि मैंने फ़िक्स डिपॉजिट को तोड़ के बाज़ार में सारे पैसे लगाए थे और सारे पैसे अभी डूब चुके हैं। तो नमिता जी, मैं ज़रूर जानती हूँ कि बाज़ार में पिछले 1 से 1.5 महीने में जो क्रैश आया है उससे काफ़ी ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टर्स को एक नर्वसनेस और काफ़ी पैनिक स्थिति का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। लेकिन जैसे कि मैंने आपको पिछले शोज़ में भी बताया था कि ये रीसेंसी बायस है। अब देखिए 1-1.5 महीने का फॉल 10% या 9% का जो आपने करेक्शन देखा है, ये शायद ही हमने पिछले 3-4 साल में कभी देखा, इसलिए इतना ज़्यादा हमें इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है। लेकिन करेक्शंस जो हैं हमें पता भी था और हम लगातार 6 महीने से बात भी कर रहे थे कि कभी ना कभी तो अभी करेक्शन आएगा, क्योंकि वन वे रैली बाज़ार में देखने को मिल रही थी। टाइम टू टाइम बहुत सारे पॉकेट्स में एक्सपर्ट्स ने राय भी दी कि अगर आप शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए निवेशित हैं तो आपको कुछ जगह पे अपने पार्शली प्रॉफिट्स भी बुक कर लेने चाहिए, क्योंकि बाज़ार अभी काफ़ी फंडामेंटल्स के आगे जा रहा है। लेकिन अगर आप लंबी अवधि के निवेशक हैं ना नमिता, तो आपको इन करेक्शंस को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी की तरह देखना चाहिए। अगर आपके पास कुछ कैश है तो ढूंढिए वो कहाँ पर अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं। किरण जी हमारे साथ हैं, वो मदद करेंगे आपकी कि कहाँ पर आप अभी भी निवेश कर सकती हैं। और अगर आपके पास नहीं है तो अभी इस पीरियड को शांत हो जाने दीजिए, लंबी अवधि के ऊपर भरोसा रखिए, बाजार वापस आएगा और डेफिनेटली आपको बढ़िया रिटर्न्स जो मिल रहे थे पहले उससे भी आगे के रिटर्न्स मिलेंगे। किरण जी क्या कहना चाहेंगे इस तरीके के इन्वेस्टर्स को जो अभी फंसा हुआ फील कर रहे हैं इस बाजार में?
नहीं, काफी अच्छी तरह से आपने इलाबरेट किया कि मार्केट में जिस तरह से हमने लास्ट एक महीना देखा है, करीबन करीबन लास्ट 2 साल की अगर मैं बात करूँ या तो कोविड के बाद की अगर हम पर्टिकुलरली बात करें जो ऑलमोस्ट 3.5 साल है, तो 3.5 साल में कभी भी हमने इतना लेंदी करेक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम नहीं देखा है। इसके
बिल्कुल।
पहले भी 5-6% का करेक्शन आया था, लेकिन वो 3-4 दिन के अंदर करेक्शन और उसके बाद 3-4 दिन में उसकी रिकवरी भी हमने देखी थी। तो कहीं ना कहीं इस प्रकार का करेक्शन पहली बार आया है। तो जो न्यू बिगिनर्स है, और हमने ये भी देखा था कि कोविड के बाद जो हमारे डिमेट्स अकाउंट की संख्या थी वो डबल हो चुकी है। तो कहीं ना कहीं जो न्यू बिगिनर्स है उनके लिए फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसा पेन पेन पॉइंट है। तो जैसे आपने समझाया वैसे ही उनको स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक या तो मार्केट स्पेसिफिक नहीं होना चाहिए, उनके पोर्टफोलियो में देखिए। और ऐसा ही टाइम होता है कि आप अपने जो रिग्रेट्स वाले स्टॉक्स होते हैं जो आप खरीदना चाहते थे लेकिन नहीं खरीद पाए बिकॉज देयर वाज सो मच रन अप इन द स्टॉक, तो उस प्रकार के स्टॉक्स आप बाई कर सकते हो। थोड़ा फंडामेंटल चेक कर लीजिए, एटलीस्ट कुछ नहीं तो आप टेक्निकल में 200 डेज मूविंग एवरेज को फॉलो कीजिए। देयर आर सो मेनी गुड क्वालिटी स्टॉक्स आर अवेलेबल एट 200 डेज मूविंग एवरेज, आप वहां पे इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हो। 200 डेज मूविंग एवरेज
कुछ
बिकम
दो
योर।
तीन नाम बता दीजिए किरण जी, ताकि हमारे सभी दर्शकों को एक बेनिफिट हो पाए, जहां पर आप कह रहे हैं कि 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज पर जो स्टॉक्स है कहां पर अभी दाव लगाया जा सकता है?
सो बेसिकली अगर देखा जाए तो 2-3 स्टॉक में लार्ज कैप से ही सजेस्ट करूंगा। उसमें पहला तो कॉन्टेरियन बाई रहेगा हमारा, वो है रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री। रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री में पोस्ट बोनस हमने देखा है कि काफी एक अच्छा करेक्शन आ चुका है। 1300 के आसपास प्राइस सेटल है, काफी अच्छे लेवल के आसपास अवेलेबल है, तो रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री वुड बी द ग्रेट पिक। दूसरा मैं लार्ज कैप में से पीएसयू बैंक में से एसबीआई बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा सजेस्ट करूंगा। दोनों बैंक हम देख रहे हैं कि बैंक निफ्टी को संभाले हुए हैं। कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पे चांसेस है कि अगर मार्केट में कोई रिवर्सल आता है तो दीज आर दी वेरी गुड स्टॉक जो रिवर्स दे सकते हैं। एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट सीमेंट सेक्टर, तो सीमेंट सेक्टर भी हमें काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, जहाँ पे आप एचआईएल है या तो एसीसी है वहां पे ध्यान रख सकते हो। तो इस तरह का एक पोर्टफोलियो आप बना सकते हो जो आने वाले समय में आपको अच्छे रिटर्न्स दे सकता है।
ठीक है, एक दर्शक हमारे साथ फोन लाइन पर जुड़े हैं, उनके साथ भी बात कर लेते हैं। संदीप हैं देवघर झारखंड से। संदीप जी नमस्कार, कैसे हैं?
हेलो।
जी संदीप जी पूछिए।
हाँ मैम, टाटा स्टील करंट प्राइस पे बाय कर सकते हैं या कोई और बढ़िया स्टॉक सर बता सकें शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए?
शॉर्ट टर्म मतलब 3 महीना या उससे भी कम?
यस, हाँ हाँ 3 महीने।
3 महीना, ठीक है। टाटा स्टील पर यहाँ पर निवेश करने की सोच रहे हैं करंट लेवल्स पर। आज मेटल स्पेस में काफ़ी अच्छी चमक है, 2.5% तक की ज़्यादा की तेज़ी है। टाटा स्टील में भी 150 रुपये के आसपास है। चार्ट क्या सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं किरण जी, यहाँ पर क्या खरीद लें?
तो वैसे तो स्टॉक 200 डेज मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे ट्रेड कर रहा है, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं रिवर्सल फॉर्मेशन डेफिनेटली हम कह सकते हैं मल्टीपल बुलिश डाइवर्जेंस है, तो आप लॉन्ग कर सकते हो। एक स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस जो हमें मेंटेन करना है वो 140 के नीचे का मेंटेन करना है। अगर 140 का लेवल ब्रेक नहीं हुआ तो आप 2 से 3 महीने में वापस 170-175 के लेवल देख सकते हो।
ओके गॉट इट। अगला सवाल है प्रियदर्शनी राउत का, और ये पूछना चाह रही हैं, ओडिशा कटक से हैं। भारती एयरटेल में नवंबर फ्यूचर लिया हुआ है 1760 पर, क्या करें अभी?
भारती एयरटेल, राइट?
भारती एयरटेल नवंबर का फ्यूचर ले रखा है 1760 पर।
परफेक्ट। सो भारती एयरटेल की बात करें, उन्होंने नवंबर का फ्यूचर ले रखा है। ओवरऑल चार्ट पैटर्न काफी खराब हो चुका है, एक राउंडिंग टॉप पैटर्न ब्रेकडाउन है, तो मेरे हिसाब से इनको एक स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस रखना चाहिए 1550, जो उसकी 100 डेज मूविंग एवरेज है। अगर वो ब्रेक होता है तो इसमें फर्दर करेक्शन कंटिन्यू रहेगा, तो एज ऑफ नाउ 1550 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए।
ठीक है, होल्ड करके चलें। आईडीएफसी फर्स्ट बैंक पर अगला सवाल आया है, ये है प्रीतम जी का, और ये पूछ रहे हैं ये क्योंकि उन्होंने खरीदा हुआ है ये शेयर ऑलरेडी, कुछ 2000 स्टॉक्स हैं इनके पास, 75 पर खरीदा हुआ है, 65 पर आ चुका है ये स्टॉक, तो होल्ड करें या सेल करें, पूछना चाह रहे हैं।
आईडीएफसी फर्स्ट बैंक की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट?
जी।
आईडीएफसी फर्स्ट बैंक की अगर हम बात करें, सो ओवरऑल एक अच्छा रिटर्न्स देने के बाद स्टॉक में वीकली और मंथली के ऊपर एक बड़ा ब्रेकडाउन आया है। अब रीसेंट ब्रेकडाउन में हमने देखा था 60 का लेवल होल्ड है, तो कहीं ना कहीं 60 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ उनको बने रहना चाहिए इस पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक के अंदर।
ओके चलिए, अगला सवाल लेते हैं कि अरिहंत पंत जी का है। कह रहे हैं वेरी यूजफुल शो फॉर अस, थैंक यू सो मच अरिहंत जी। सवाल है इनका एमएनएम फाइनेंस और जीएमआर एयरपोर्ट्स इंफ्रा पर, दोनों शेयर हैं इनके पास। एमएनएम फाइनेंस जो है 288 पर है, और GMR एयरपोर्ट इंफ्रा 76 के आसपास है। इन दोनों शेयर पे कहीं एवरेज करने का सुझाव देना चाहेंगे और किस लेवल पर? M&M फाइनेंस और साथ ही साथ GMR इंफ्रा।
सो जीएमआर इंफ्रा में तो डेफिनेटली एवरेज का सलाह नहीं रहेगी। अगर आपके पास कोई भी पर्टिकुलर इसमें होल्डिंग है तो मेरे हिसाब से 70 रुपीज का एक स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस रख के ही आप होल्ड रखिए। और इसमें फिलहाल तो एवरेज करने की कोई जगह नहीं बन रही है। चार्ट पैटर्न काफी वीक है। ऊपर में कोई भी आपको अगर राइस मिलता है समवेयर अराउंड 83 85, तो वहां पे आप एक बार एग्जिट करने का भी सोच सकते हो। महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा फाइनेंस की अगर हम बात करें तो यहाँ पे एक बार के लिए आप एवरेजिंग करने की सोच सकते हो। रीजन बीइंग वीकली और मंथली के अंदर 250 240 के आसपास एक अच्छा खासा सपोर्ट है। अगर वो ब्रेक नहीं करता है तो चांसेस आर वेरी गुड कि आप वापस इसमें 320 350 तक की रैली देख सकते हो। तो महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा फाइनेंस में आप करंट मार्केट प्राइस से फ्रेश खरीदारी कर सकते हो, लेकिन याद रखिए एक स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस 250 का।
ठीक है, अगला सवाल यादव जी का है। ये कह रहे हैं, हाय साक्षी मैम, व्हाट शुड आई डू इन माय पोर्टफोलियो? NFL नीचे है कुछ 34%, राइट्स भी 15% तक नीचे आ चुका है, टाटा टेक्नोलॉजीज 13% नीचे है। तो काफ़ी सारे स्टॉक्स जो हैं 10 से 13% तक का फॉल दिखा रहे हैं। फर्टिलाइजर स्पेस से NFL, रेलवे स्पेस से राइट्स और टाटा टेक्नोलॉजीज़ में भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा गिरावट है। इनफैक्ट सबसे ज़्यादा गिरावट इनको NFL में फेस हो रही है। क्या करना चाहिए? कुछ इन तीनों स्टॉक्स में से कहीं सजेस्ट करना चाहेंगे?
सो ओवरऑल जो तीनों तीन स्टॉक्स उन्होंने बताया एक डाउनफॉलिंग चैनल के अंदर ट्रेड कर रहे हैं। अब तीनों तीन के अंदर अगर कोई स्टॉक जो हमें पसंद आ रहा है वो राइट्स का स्टॉक्स है, वो काफी हमें पसंद आ रहा है क्योंकि रेलवेज के अंदर हम देख रहे हैं कि वापस एक बुलिशनेस रिटर्न हो रही है। और राइट्स की अगर हम बात करें तो 290 से 300 का एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट भी है। तो मेरे हिसाब से यहाँ पे उनको बने रहना चाहिए। एक स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस जो बन रहा है वो 270 का बन रहा है। जब तक 270 का लेवल ब्रेक नहीं होगा देयर आर वेरी गुड चांसेस के यहाँ पे हम एक रिवर्सल पैटर्न देख सकते हैं। तो राइट्स पे 270 के स्टॉप लॉस से बने रहिए। एनएफएल की बात करें हम तो एनएफएल में कहीं ना कहीं जिस तरह के चार्ट पैटर्न है काफी वीक है। तो एनएफएल में एग्जिट करने की सलाह रहेगी और एनएफएल की जगह पे उनको यूपीएल में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए क्योंकि रिसेंटली हमने देखा है कि यूपीएल में काफी अच्छा एक बुलिश पैटर्न बना हुआ है। तो एनएफएल
ठीक है।
को स्विच करके यूपीएल लीजिए और टाटा टेक्नोलॉजी में भी आप 940 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ बने रहिए।
चलिए ठीक है, आपको तीनों स्टॉक्स पे ऊपर राय मिल गई है यादव जी, आप उस हिसाब से आगे बढ़ें। अगला सवाल है मानस मलिक का। ये कह रहे हैं, आप मुझे व्यू चाहिए गोल्डियम इंटरनेशनल पे, फ्रेश एंट्री लेना चाहता हूँ लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए। गोल्डियम इंटरनेशनल, ये चार्ट आपको कैसा लगता है? फिलहाल अगर हम देखें इसका प्राइस है 346 का, आज करीब 1% ऊपर है। पिछले 5 दिनों में भी नेगेटिव ट्रेंड था, लेकिन एक महीने में कुछ 11-12% चढ़ा है और पिछले 6 महीने में तो 100% से भी ज़्यादा का रिटर्न मिला है। तो गोल्डियम इंटरनेशनल लॉन्ग टर्म के लिहाज से तो काफ़ी अच्छा चार्ट दिखा है अभी पिछले 6-8 महीने का। आपका सजेशन क्या होगा?
सो वीकली टाइम फ्रेम के ऊपर 250 के आसपास का इसका ब्रेकआउट था और ब्रेकआउट का अगर टारगेट गिने तो 100 से 150 रुपए का आ रहा था। तो ऑलमोस्ट 100 रुपीज का टारगेट तो उसने अचीव कर लिया। यहाँ से और भी गुंजाइश है, ऊपर जा सकता है। वीकली चार्ट के ऊपर एक फ्लैग पैटर्न भी बना हुआ है। तो अगर इनके पास है तो इनको 300 रुपीज के एक स्टॉप लॉस के साथ होल्ड रखना चाहिए। अगर 300 का लेवल ब्रेक नहीं होता है तो देयर आर चांसेस कि हम 450 460 तक के लेवल आने वाले 3 से 6 महीने में देख सकते हैं। तो डेफिनेटली 300 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ होल्ड रखना चाहिए।
ओके, गॉट इट। चलिए अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं। ये सवाल हमारे पास आया अंकुर मोदी का और ये पूछ रहे हैं, BLS इंटरनेशनल पर 145 पर लिया हुआ है, कैन आई कंटिन्यू टू एवरेज दिस एट द करंट लेवल्स? BLS ई इंटरनेशनल 400 के लेवल पर अब आ चुका है ये। क्या सलाह रहेगी यहाँ पर? इनका जो परचेज है काफ़ी लोअर लेवल्स का है।
बीएलएस इंटरनेशनल की अगर हम बात करें तो रिसेंटली जो पासपोर्ट और वीजा की न्यूज आई थी उसके चलते एक अच्छा खासा अपमूव हमने देखा था। अब करंट मार्केट भाव पे हम देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं 400 के आसपास एक ब्रेकआउट या असेंडिंग ट्रायंगल पैटर्न ब्रेकआउट हमें देखने को मिल रहा है। एवरेज की सलाह तो नहीं रहेगी लेकिन डेफिनेटली इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए 370 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ।
चलिए यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप इसी हिसाब से चलेंगे जैसे ही गेस्ट ने आपको यहाँ पर सजेशन दिया है। और एक और अगला सवाल हम ले लेते हैं। हमारे एक दर्शक हैं जो कि व्हाट्सएप पर लिख रहे हैं हमें सवाल, और ये हैं रुपेश अग्रवाल महाराष्ट्र से। और उन्होंने लिखा है, अग्रवाल इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं मेरे पास, 2300 शेयर्स हैं 840 पर, मुझे शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए टारगेट बता दीजिए। अग्रवाल इंडस्ट्रीज़, चलिए इसका शेयर उठाते हैं और देखते हैं कि कहाँ पर चल रहा है ये। अभी फ़िलहाल 1080 पर चल रहा है अग्रवाल इंडस्ट्रीज़ कॉरपोरेशन लिमिटेड, और इनकी जो परचेज़ है वो 840 की है। शॉर्ट टर्म के लिहाज से कैसा लगता है अभी ये शेयर?
अग्रवाल इंडस्ट्री का अगर हम वीकली चार्ट देखें तो काफी अच्छे ब्रेकआउट के लेवल के आसपास ट्रेड कर रहा है। यहीं से हमने देखा था रैली स्टार्ट हुई थी, ऊपर में 1400 तक गया काउंटर। तो मेरे हिसाब से इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए। और जो स्टॉप लॉस बन रहा है यहाँ पे वो 980 का स्टॉप लॉस बन रहा है, तो 980 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ डेफिनेटली इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए।
ठीक है। एक यादव जी का एक और सवाल आया है, ये आखिरी सवाल लेती हूँ मैं आपके साथ किरण जी आज के इस खास शो पर, और ये पूछ रहे हैं कि केवल उनके पोर्टफोलियो में सन फार्मा है जो कि हरे निशान में है अभी, और 1468 पर लिया हुआ था। इस पर बता दीजिए कि सेल करें या होल्ड करें इसे, तो यहाँ पर सजेशन क्या देना चाहेंगे?
मेरे हिसाब से सनफार्मा में इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए, नो डाउट डेली चार्ट के ऊपर रिसेंटली हमने एक थोड़ा प्राइस करेक्शन देखा है, लेकिन जब तक ये स्टॉक में 1700 का लेवल होल्ड है, मेरे हिसाब से इनको होल्ड रखना चाहिए।
Okay, one last more question that I'm going to be taking with you. This is from Avinash and he says, hello Sakshi, can Ola be bought at the current market price or should I wait? Ola Electric, यहाँ पर अभी आप क्या सजेशन देना चाहेंगे?
ओला इलेक्ट्रिक की बात करें हम तो उसने अपने आईपीओ वीक का लो ब्रेक कर दिया, और जनरली जो भी नया आईपीओ है वो अपने आईपीओ लिस्टिंग वीक का लो ब्रेक करता है, तो वहां से अच्छी खासी गिरावट हम देखते हैं, तो वी आर सजेस्टिंग अवॉइड ओला एट करंट मार्केट प्राइस।
Avoid Ola Electric at the current market price. This is the suggestion for you. Thank you so much, Kiranji, for being with us on the show to address all those queries of our viewers. And we hope we catch you soon on other shows of Business Today Television as well to guide all our viewers too. Viewers, what we will do now is to also get you a sense of what's really happening in the primary market space. While the secondary market space is struggling, the action is heating up in the primary market space. One after the other, there are several IPOs that are going to be lining up for you, and the IPO that you should be looking at is Sagility IPO. Let's go across to Pawan Nahar, who has all the details. The IPO has hit the D Street, and what exactly to expect from this one, what are the brokerage houses saying, should this be on your radar, is something that we'll find out from Pawan. Pawan, take it away.
So good afternoon, Sakshi. It's a very busy week for primary market investors, and the IPO of Sagility in India has opened today, and it will be open for bidding till Thursday, on November 7. And the company has set the price band in the range of 28 to 30 rupees with a lot size of 500 equity shares. Interestingly, the 2106 crore IPO is entirely an offer for sale by the promoters of the company, and they're offering more than 70 crore equity shares of the company. So let's talk about what the company is doing first. So Bangalore-based Sagility India is a technology-based business solution provider. It is giving tech-based healthcare solutions to US-based clients, and it's a pure-play healthcare-focused player. So it has a reservation of 1.9 crore equity shares for the employees of the company, and retail portion has a 10% of reservation, and QIBs have 75% of the reservation, and while the 15% of the shares will go to the non-institutional investors. So let's talk about the key positives of the company. So it is the leader in the healthcare space, and it has a very experienced management which come from the Hinduja Group. It was a part of Hinduja Group, and it was later carved out from the company. And it has a very strong track record. The financial growth has been decent, and there's a possibility of gaining market shares in this business. What are the key risks for the investors? So the risks include that it is entirely a 100 offer for sale, like out of no 2100 crore, no money is going to the company, and the entire clientele is from US only, so which is going through the elections, and any any surprise change in policy from the US may impact its business. And the valuations brokerages are saying are very rich, it's steeply priced, which leaves a little for the investors on the table. And it is highly dependent on its top clients. 91% of its revenue is coming from the top 10 clients. So these are the key risks for the company. What are the ratings? So Nirmal Bang, Marwadi Financial Services, Arihant Capital, Stocksbox, Canara Bank, Master Capital, Bajaj Broking, they all have suggested to subscribe this issue for a long term. While Swastika and SBI Securities have a avoid rating on this issue because they find the valuations are not supporting the current market sentiments, and investors may not be able to make money in this issue. So this is all the brokerages are saying. That's all from my side, Sakshi.
Thanks a lot, Pawan, for sharing all those details. I hope, viewers, this has given you a lot of clarity as to what should you be expecting from this IPO, what are the top brokerage houses really saying. So balance out all of those opinions right there. Speak to your fundamental expert and financial guide as well before investing your money in this IPO. And all the other IPOs, we will be getting you all the updates on Business Today Television, so you will be up to date about what is really buzzing on the D Street as well. With that, we wrap up this special edition on Daily Calls right here. But do stay tuned. Business Today Television television will continue to get you all the strategies on the markets that you need to follow from top market masters in this very, very volatile setup. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Often I'm in situations where I have 5 minutes to impress somebody from abroad who wants to know, okay, what's happening in India. So I want to give you that 5-minute description. Actually, it's not even 5 minutes, probably 1 minute. I tell people, please understand today's India. Today's India, if I were to pick 5 numbers, is building 28 kilometers of highway every day. It's building 12 to 14 kilometers of railway track every day, quite apart from the Vande Bharat trains which have been introduced, which I would invite you to ride on next time any of you are in India. Which had 6 cities with metros a decade ago, which has 21 today, and we are planning an additional 39 to take. Which has on average